So how do you feel about the arrival of this strange new girl, Malvern?
And she's at the healer's place, or is this?
Yeah.
Okay. So Malviran will approach and just say, "Hello there, little girl. Are you being held for ransom?"
No.
Are you sure?
I can walk out of here whenever I want.
Ah, excellent.
With head up high.
The healer kind of gives you this disapproving look, as if, what are you doing near this girl? Go away before you ruin her.
I suggest that you test that theory. Just on the principle that, given what I know of your family, it might be a temptation, and you wouldn't want to find out at the wrong time that your freedom is not as great as you had believed. Here, come.
That sounds like something someone who would want to kidnap her for a ransom would say.
But would she know that?
That's the question. Well, she's still with her nose up high and she just starts walking some direction. Not even following you. I don't know if you're walking somewhere, but she just walks random direction.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Melviran will just stay with her as if that was the direction that they had decided upon.
The healer lady says, "Weren't you didn't you want to be turned into spiders?"
When she says that, Lara kind of turns her head back and, like, curious, not sure what she should say, but she starts walking slower.
That had been the plan.
If your curiosity, it's the better if you'll give you a fate point. If you just want to turn into a spider for the sake of turning into a spider.
Sure.
I
was taking that since I just have one fate.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. You're starting with no refresh at all.
With one.
Yeah, exactly. No refresh at all. Though should give you some of his fate points.
I'm fine. What do you mean turn into
for the sake of not splitting the action too much, why didn't you guys tell me if you want to turn into spiders or not, and we'll fast forward to the time where you arrive at the city again?
Well, if we do turn into spiders, it's going to be a bit harder to interact with the new members since they would not know what the hell we are.
You'd be able to speak our normal language, though.
Oh. Okay. Then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I could kind of go either way. Since they're not spiders, I'm thinking from a metagame perspective, it's not absolutely necessary to do so. I don't know. It might be more fun to meet as spiders and have to get over that obstacle of looking like spiders. But really, whichever works better for you is fine with me.
Fine by me. You can turn into spiders or not. If you don't, you still have to find a way to get into the city. Or I guess turning into
spider
spiders
thing for a long time now, but we can just do it.
Well, not having a better idea unless we can find like a really large dead spider somewhere outside of the city. Can we? Then I guess we should go with Plan A. But if we can find a really large dead spider outside of the city, then I think I have a Plan B.
You know what? For a fake point, there may conveniently be one.
Sure. What?
Say sure.
So okay. So I'll go ahead and spend that fate point, and just as the healer is asking, weren't you gonna turn into spiders? Malverian spies the body in the distance and is like, and turns to her and says, "You know, as much as I would enjoy owing you a favor, I think I'll pass." So,
Suit yourself. I didn't want to help you anyway.
Yes, of course. So, little girl, what is your name?
What's your name?
Well,
Big girl.
Malverian. You may have heard of me, but ignore what you've heard. It's all lies and overblown stories.
Let's see if I've heard of you. I'm going to roll my contacts. I guess a 2 would be. I've heard of you?
Probably. I mean,
Nope.
She's, unfortunately fairly well known.
Yeah, actually, you had that as an aspect, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
The darkest reputation in the land and legendary ancient.
Yeah. Yeah, I may have read something about someone who looks like you, but I don't know. I imagined you scarier. I'm Lara.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. Would you like to take a ride in a spider rather than becoming one? I mean, so much less icky. Really, trust me.
Yeah, I guess I would hate to make my servants clean my clothes again.
Okay.
So sure, let's ride the spider. Where are we going? Are we there yet?
I need to pee.
There's no story.
We'll be there shortly. I just need to take a few minutes to wake this spider up, and then we'll ride it to the city and meet a whole bunch of new friends.
Okay.
You would totally, by the way, see a flying ship hovering nearby Lara, with a very friendly woman and kids waving at you from over the railings. Been big woman, and green, but not not as strange as Malviran, I guess.
I would probably wave like unsure, but not go there.
So what is it you're trying to do, Malviran?
So I'm going to attempt to animate the dead spider to use as a ride / cover.
Okay. So is this a thing you can specifically do?
No, this would be a ritual.
Okay. Sure. For the sake of the story, I'll let you just go ahead and do it.
I think he's just building up on him having the extra the spiders animated.
Well, I mean, this would be. It would, except that I was thinking this is separate from the ones that are like spider human amalgams that would probably raise eyebrows if spiders have eyebrows.
Actually, you know what you do? What might be easier? You could try to disguise the spiders you already have. To, look more like spiders.
Could.
I mean, it would take definitely less time and resources. Might be a bit less foolproof, but that depends on how well you do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'd be safer to temporarily animate a new one than it would be to try and disguise the others, just because of what Melviran is and is not good at.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna give it to you. Because I didn't want you to spend like 5 hours looking for like resources while the rest of the group sits here looking at their screens and being like, yeah, so, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want, I could make a resources roll, and then if I fail that, then have to go with the disguise idea.
Make a roll and see how well you succeed, basically.
Okay.
Like I'd have you roll for that. That makes sense. If you have the resources on hand to do that, I think that's a good one.
Good enough.
Yeah. Let's say it looks pretty convincing. But the spider has a timer on it, basically. To do like a permanent revival, you need more, I guess more legendary resources than what you have on hand. This will do the job for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. If we're riding the spider, I'm going to knock on the healer's door and ask for a blanket. Bit on the spider, not ruin my dress.
She gave you this very roughly woven one. I don't know how you call that in English. In Dutch we say jute.
I'm just going to hold it but take it. And put it on the reanimated spider Titan.
That's an image.
Okay. So what do? Do you just ride on top of the spider, or what was your idea exactly, Malviran?
Well, okay.
You gut it and try to hollow it out and sit inside? Because I'm pretty sure that would ruin everybody's clothes.
Yeah.
Well, we are pretty light, both of us. So I am guessing a spider that size would be able to carry us. I mean, she's a skeleton. I'm a
Yeah,
8-year-old.
but you'd be sitting on top of the spider, right? You'd see. So if you'd go inside the spider, you would be invisible. That would totally ruin your nose.
And it would. How would that work?
You could get the spider and then like climb and get all the insides out and then climb inside.
That had been the original idea, but I don't think either of us want to ruin our clothes first. So I think we're gonna go with the more dangerous plan of riding it.
I'm totally up for that.
Cool.
Okay. You arrive near Spider City. Currently, you're not seen. You're behind a patch of trees. You're sitting on top of your glorious spider. What do you do?
I want to use one of the stunts I think might be overpowered, and we can try that now. It's the once per session, Laura knows something, she provides the story from which she knows it. So basically, I would want to know how to go around these spiders without, getting killed. So basically, how to move through them without them thinking, "Oh, let's kill those guys."
I have a question, Rick. Do you happen to have a little umbrella, like a sun umbrella, that you can hold as you're riding the spider on a blanket?
That's a very good one. Let me see if I have one. If Has allows me to source that.
Yeah, sure, totally.
I think I do.
You have a very fabulous one. Is it pink, like with little flowers on top?
No, it's red.
He's not into
And she, by the way, she's dressed in winter clothing.
Okay, that'd be pretty warm in this time of year. In this area.
Right now, that's what she has.
Okay. Very fabulous winter clothing. So she's, very uncomfortable, but she looks perfect.
She knows how to act even if she's uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, the main way, you know that spiders aren't unreasonable; they are intelligent. So if you can communicate with them, if you can convince them well enough, I'm sure it'd be a tough job, but you can convince them to let you through and let you do your thing there, then, maybe. But then you'd have to convince them.
Okay. And how I know that is from a story I read in a book where a hero had to save a damsel in distress. Obviously, it was one of those stories. They're not Lara's favorite, but she's read a lot of them. And he had to go through such a lair of spiders, right? Like months before he realized, well, let me just ask the spiders to go through and just get my lady. And the story ended with him realizing how stupid he is. Or at least that's what Lara got out of the story. So, I'm going to say, Viren, well, you have to talk to them and tell them. Wait, what are we doing here again? I thought we were just riding a spider. Oh, we're meeting friends, right? Okay, then you have to tell them that we're meeting some friends and don't want to be disturbed.
Okay, I'm sure that will work.
Okay.
Oops. it's worth a shot anyway. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? I mean, could just be, attacked by a mass of them and poisoned. And, I have some resistance to that, so, I'm sure everything will be okay.
Yeah, I mean, not having blood helps.
Yes.
If you say so. I mean, Lara is not used to being in danger, so she doesn't really understand what going through a swarm of spiders means. So
yeah, it's just the next adventure, right?
Yeah,
sounds like fun.
No, it couldn't be worse talking to a bunch of diplomats about some really boring subject.
Exactly.
We basically see half your face away right now, Xander.
Sorry. I just wasn't sitting straight.
Which is, half as cool then. In the meantime, Chiss, I believe you were trying to escape.
Yeah.
There was a big spider in your way.
Yeah. Could this be a time where I test out my School of Time magic?
Of course.
Yeah, I got the impression that you already will have.
Okay. Well, I would like to make this. It's just a single spider, correct?
Yeah,
So the
there's,
single
I
big
guess,
spider.
more spiders around, but there's one leg directly in your path.
Okay, it's like doing a repair job, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cast a spell on it to not shrink it, but bring it back to where it's like barely, born. He was like just a 1-year-old. He's super small now.
Okay.
So,
to do that,
just a spiderling.
Roll. Yeah, it's a
you'd
spider
have to have a
baby.
stunt to be able to do that specifically. You'd have to have a stunt that tells you can use your magic to shrink, or like turn back time for somebody. If you want to give up one of your existing stunts to make that, I'm totally fine with that. Or what you could normally do is time, if you don't have any stunts that basically display your spells, is just do like a burst of energy as an attack. Or you could do a ritual with it. That's the kind of thing where, you draw a circle and you write down some runes, and it takes time, and you're probably going to need resources. And I don't think the spiders are going to wait for you to finish drawing your circle of turn back time.
Okay, then I'll save all that good stuff for another time. I'll just blast it then.
Okay.
With my
Go
School of
ahead.
Time.
Blast it.
By the way, someone in chat is asking about our character information. I did do a screenshot of mine, and I don't know if you guys want to share yours, but if you do, might, or I can do it for you if you're okay with it.
Actually, I think I can show each of them in turn.
Okay.
So I will start doing that.
Let's see. I didn't say not prepare a spider. Why not? Why did I not prepare a spider? Knowing that you guys are going to do this kind of stuff.
Oh, by the way, my roll should have been a 3. I had it on. I have on
if
it.
the spider has even noticed me yet.
No, the spider was it's back to you working.
Yeah. So that could have been an advantage, right? Or no?
Yeah. So you barely managed to hit its side, but you didn't really deal any serious damage to it. Yeah. What do you do now?
Well, it's noticed me now, right? It's like turned
It's
towards
noticed
me.
you. It's
yeah.
it's around, and it's kind of like, what is this little thing running at me? You know.
Right. What is this?
Probably food.
I mean, you could try pushing past it if it doesn't grab you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll let me think. You know, I'm gonna. No, I am gonna try to dash to it.
Okay.
I was thinking about whether I should run away at a point or not, but then I was like, the spider's just gonna go after me. So I'm gonna try to dash. I'm gonna try to slide under it, and happen to like hole in one right through the hole that I made to get in.
Okay. Sure, go ahead. It will try to grab you. Okay, so it rolled a 1 in trying to grab you, so like it kind of like closes its front legs around the place where you were seconds ago as you slide underneath it.
Sweet.
In the meantime, Lara and Malvern, you could try to, notice what's going on around you.
Sure.
Alrighty.
Nope.
I'm totally fascinated by the spider ride, and I'm so happy that well, the weather seems better than it was like 5 minutes ago.
So, Malvern, a little away from you guys, to your left, you see this little fellow come, basically sliding out of the spider cocoon. Immediately followed a very big, very angry spider.
How big is the hole? How did the spider get through? I thought the hole was really small because they had to fit through and stuff.
That's true. The spider would take a little longer trying to get all its legs through the hole. But it definitely tried.
Where are you?
Okay. So I say, I believe that is the direction we should go in which to maximize trouble for either ourselves or others. I'm not sure which yet. And I'll direct our mount in that direction.
Wait, I thought we saw him close to us.
No, it's a little
okay.
further to your left. That's probably why you didn't notice it, because you were staring at the cocoon in front of your face in awe.
It's quite large.
Yeah, it is. You see a not so healthy looking spider coming at you, with on top of it a little girl dressed really fancily in a somewhat creepy looking, equally fancily dressed ancient lich lady. They don't look as unfriendly as the spider.
Even though I just confronted like 1,000 spiders and flew past them as I try to attempt to kill this one. I nearly have a heart attack from that sight alone. Having an 8-year-old girl and a skeletal humanoid riding a spider. Yeah, but despite the facts, I have bigger issues on my hand. I have a spider who's close to me, about to eat me for his afternoon snack. So I immediately run towards them because I don't give a crap about other people at this point. And I'm gonna try to let go of my troubles on them. I'm just gonna try to do run by and just run right past them so that the spider stops on them.
In the meantime, let's switch over to Doral, who's sitting in his tree waiting for the story to continue.
Okay.
Getting really uncomfortable because the spiders are staring him down, and we should rescue him from his terrible situation. So, Doral, what are you doing? Being stared down by spiders that are walking towards you, and they're I guess running towards you even. They still look at you like you're, something really tasty.
I tried to talk to them. I'm not sure if they could understand me, but I will try to talk in a calming voice and tell them it was an accident. I didn't mean to harm the big spider, and see if I can get any reaction out of this from them.
Okay. Yeah. So that would be the report skill.
Okay.
It would be pretty to do, but sure, go ahead and try. Definitely.
I think I have reported +1. Did I take it? Yeah, I think so.
Let me see.
I have to check.
You have it at an average,
Yes, you do.
so that would
Yeah,
be 20.
okay.
Some of them slow down a little, but overall they don't seem that calmed.
Okay. So, the next action, because that didn't work, I think I would like to try my stun, the hardcore parkour thing. I guess
right.
trying to jump from tree to tree is nearly the same as from
Rooftop
roof to
rooftop. Yeah, definitely. I'd totally count that.
Okay, then I will try this to get away from the spiders just by doing it like Tarzan.
Okay, and you created an advantage for yourself, right? Which was the high ground.
Yeah.
Which you can use to give yourself a +2 to that roll on top of what you normally get.
Okay. So I roll at what?
So you have an athletic of 2, then your skill gives you another 2. You're stunned.
Yeah.
And then you get a 2 advantage, so you get a +6.
Okay.
So you roll 4 DF +6.
Uh-huh.
And that's basically the way fate works, right? It's setting up an advantage for yourself so that you can then basically almost automatically succeed at what you're going to do later. So you're flying over the branches of the trees, like weaving amongst the tree trunks, jumping over a few very surprised spiders.
All right.
And you very quickly put a very nice distance between yourself and these spiders that were looking to have you for supper.
I'm pretty relieved I got out of this situation.
But like before, just like Otis did, although you wouldn't realize that, you see this big, silvery white wall, massively high wall, show up in front of you.
Okay. So, I think I want to examine this wall, and I want to know what this is.
Okay. Since you're doing it on the run, rather than probably taking time and stopping, because there's still spiders around everywhere.
Okay.
I'd say that'd be a notice. Try to notice something about the wall.
I have noticed a +3, so
even better. Okay. So you quite clearly see that halfway up in this wall, there's there's webs leading there. There's a little door, and there's two spiders guarding it. That seems to go to the outside.
Okay.
You also notice a little further to your right that there's a little hole, and there's some spiders curiously looking out, seeing at what's happening. And the last two hind legs of a spider are just disappearing through it outwards.
Is this thing like a wall or something? Is there no way to get around it or get away from this and get away from the spiders in my back?
It's basically a cocoon that's placed over the city, so there's simply no way. Like it's relatively thin material, so you could probably try and break it if you spent a little more time.
Especially if you have something sharp.
Yeah, if you'd have something sharp, that would make it a lot faster.
Or flammable.
Or you could choose an exit. Or do something else. I mean, there's all kinds of options, including getting caught, which is also an option.
I don't think I want to get caught on purpose from the spiders.
Why not? It sounds like so much fun.
No. They seem to be after me, and I don't want to be the next dinner.
There's practically no downside. I mean,
Said the skeleton.
Yeah, for Malverian maybe, because she doesn't have much meat to eat anyway.
I think if there is some kind of door in this cocoon, I will try to crawl up there and get through it or into it. I don't know.
Yeah, so you can totally run up over the spider webs, you know.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Here we go. It's muted now.
I was gonna say he could always just he has the advantage. He's behind the spider now. He saw it crawl out. So he could try to distract it from whatever it's chasing. Me, in particular.
Oh, but he doesn't know that.
Right, but he also has an advantage, so I don't know, there's a small hole he can get through. He sees an exit.
Yeah, so advantage is usually an aspect that you create. Like in his case, the aspect would be high ground. You create it onto a situation or onto yourself or onto an enemy. Like on fire would be an aspect that you would put on an enemy. And when you succeed, you get one free use of that aspect, one free invoke. If you succeed, but after that, you need to actually pay fate points to be able to use the aspect. Your advantage. But yeah, the door is guarded by two spiders, but they seem currently more concerned with what's happening outside.
So I have the possibility, there is a chance that I get through it without them noticing or catching me, right?
I mean, they'd probably notice if you get past them, but by that time you'd already be outside.
Then I could try to run away.
Yeah.
Again.
Exactly.
So I will try to crawl up that door.
Okay.
Which I will use an athletics check then, I guess.
No, you can get up there from your
Okay.
with the movement speed you have from your running.
All right.
But the question is, do you get up there without them noticing you? Which sounds like you're trying to be stealthy.
Yeah. No, I don't have it at average or anything.
No, so that would just be for the F plus
Okay.
0. So you run up there. You're doing pretty well. Then your foot gets stuck in some sticky spider web again. Those sticky spider webs.
They're everywhere.
And when you have to flip free, you kind of make this sound, and one of the spiders turns around and gives you a quizzical look.
I give a quizzical look back then.
It prods its friend and points at you. And his friend gives you a quizzical look as well.
I'm telling them, calm down, boys or girls, whatever you are. I just want to get through this passage, and then we will never see each other again, and there's no problem.
Okay, sure, go report on them.
Okay.
Of course, it may be a cultural misunderstanding, whereas what looks like quizzical to you is actually hungry. I don't know. We'll see.
So yeah, their quizzical look kind of turns slightly more hungry, and one of them is elegantly moving towards you over the spider webs.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't have so much options anymore as trying to defend against them. I keep telling them I don't mean any harm, and we don't have to do this, but if they force me into defending myself, I feel sorry for them.
Okay. Yeah, the spider comes a little closer, and then he shoots a web at you.
Oh, okay. I try to avoid that and try to not get hit by it.
Okay, that would be athletics against the shoot of the spider.
Okay.
Let's see. Ooh, you barely dodge it. You, the web flies at you, and at the last second you manage to dodge under it.
Okay. So I try to get away from them. For the moment, I won't try to get through the passage because they block my way.
Well, I mean, if you try to get away from them, you'd run deeper into Spider City, where there's even more hungry spiders.
You can run at them and push them out of the way and be free.
I will try then to sprint apart from them, through them, and hope that I will make it.
Okay. Sure, go ahead.
Athletics, I guess?
Yeah,
That spider parkour.
Okay.
Parkour.
And yeah, you'd have the bonus of your hardcore parkour. Because you'd be running over webs.
Oh, okay. So I should have done with the +4, not
No, this is fine. Then it's a 5 instead of a 3. So yeah, no problem. You come through at the right moment. Describe your epic escape, how you burst through the doors and managed to make it out of Spider City.
So with me already having quite a bit of speed, I'm dodging one spider to the left, one to the right, get past them, just watch behind my back, and I acrobatically manage to get through them, and I reach the door, the passage, and I say something like "Goodbye, spiders," and walk through it.
Okay. So as soon as you step outside, you see there's a small, I guess, landing area. In front of that, there is nothing. Like, there's trees and things, but no ground, obviously, because you're pretty high up.
Okay.
Down on the ground, you see what appears to be two spiders fighting each other. At least one of them is charging the other. If you look really closely, you can see some small figures sitting on top of the second spider, and a little guy running past them.
Okay.
Which is to your right. So yeah, what do you do?
Well, considering that the two spiders might still be right behind my back, I think I'm hoping that because the two spiders are fighting, they wouldn't care for me so much, and I will try to get past them as well, and my intention
so they're far below you on the ground, right? So you're halfway up.
Okay. Then I will just try to move over this situation and get some more distance and get away from there.
Well, let me sketch the situation for you.
Okay.
There is this giant cocoon. This is a side view, by the way. There's a giant cocoon standing over Spider City. And then here, halfway up, there's a little door with a little platform in front of it. And you're standing on that platform. Below that, there is some trees. Beautiful drawing skills, by the way, I know.
Yeah.
There is a spider. I know spiders have more than 4 legs, but right now this one has spider. With some...
It's a minimalistic painting.
It's a spider turtle.
With some people on it. Yes, a spider turtle. It does look a bit like a turtle, doesn't it? So below you is a lot of air, and way below that is ground. So just walking away wouldn't be an option.
Okay. So I'm screaming, trying to get attention from the people, and I'm telling them, hello, you down there. I don't know how I've got here. Can you help me? There are a lot of spiders who try to eat me.
So you guys hear somebody shouting from up there.
Was this before or after this run next to us?
That was after, so you also have a big spider charging at you.
Well, the first thing I would is when I see Otis running past us is scream at him, "Hey, come back here!" And at this time she's kind of irritated that everything is happening and she doesn't know what exactly it is. Even the kind of, you hear a thunder in the sky, and then she sees this someone up there, and she pokes Wolverine somewhere in the
ribs.
Body, and she asks, "Is this a game? Can we go up there?"
Possibly. Oh, is Anthony still here? That the spider that was summoned last session, that was the dead one.
It was Tony.
Tony, sorry.
Oh, yeah, sure. Tony. Actually, no, Tony wouldn't be with you because Tony's with Barefoot, isn't he?
That may be. How inconvenient. So I'll wave to the orc, wave the orc over, but there's while at the same time, saying to this rushing spider, or attempting to communicate, oh, it's good you're here. Our friend here, kind of indicating the spider we're running on, could use some help. She's not feeling very well, and I think she's gone blind, and we are trying to guide her back home.
Let's see how good your spider is.
Yeah, not great. That's lore.
Yeah, we used lore last time, I think.
Let me see. Could I use, say, an ancient dialect of spider, so that it's might not be perfectly understandable, but it's very, but it's very formal and polite.
Recognizable.
Yes.
Sure. I presume you're suggesting using a fate point.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. The spider stops in its tracks, and it looks at you confused, and then tells you to get off the spider so that you can take it inside.
Okay, I'll do that. And
I wanted to hear your spider dialect.
Perfect.
I'm presuming Lara didn't understand anything from the...
No, she didn't.
Well, I guess I
mean,
can
you
roll
could try. You could try if you
Sure.
see how good your spider is. It's a lore roll.
I have to add it up.
I mean, you're from this world, so it totally makes sense that you'd know spider. Or could
Or
know
not.
spider. Yeah, let's see how well you do.
Not too well. Not too well.
I can't see your roll.
I had a,
You got
I have
a
a
zero.
You don't see it?
No.
Refresh.
Huh.
I think I should probably refresh if everybody else saw it but me. By the way, we've been playing for quite a while, and normally we take breaks every hour or 1.5 hours, something like that. Beam was unable to connect due to a network error.
Yeah, I don't see your camera.
Make sure
Lovely.
your connection isn't blocked by a firewall. This is new. Let's definitely, in this case, definitely do a 5-minute break. So if you guys
Okay.
need to get something to drink or whatever,
Sure.
Awesome.
and I'll see what I
Fix
can do
everything.
about a firewall error.
Okay.